your news. In your community, this is KRBC, Abilene's local news at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kathleen Barkley. David is off this Christmas Eve. Sleigh bells are ringing as Santa Claus makes his way around the world, and lucky for us, the NORAD tracker is watching every move he makes. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has been following St. Nick's trip since 1958. This year is no different. Satellites are able to detect Rudolph's red nose as he leads the sleigh through the sky. You can follow Santa on his journey on noradsanta.org. But if you're not able to get to a computer, don't worry, we've got you covered. Chief Meteorologist Dylan Smith playing double duty tonight, and it's time to get to the matter at hand and to get in the spirit. Dylan, check out what is on your desk. All right, let's get our thinking caps on tonight.
I have one right here.
Okay, I've got mine too. We got our thinking caps on. Dylan, tell us Santa's progress so far.
Okay, so the good news is he's pretty much done with most of the U.S. He's starting to make his way here to Texas and the big country. Let's see where he's at right now. He was up to the northwest, but now he's over in California right now, expected to make it here actually pretty quick as we are moving into the overnight hours. So if you are heading out or heading to bed or whatever, make sure the kids are put away here pretty quick, as we are expecting him to be here relatively soon, maybe even by the end of the newscast. I'll have another check of where he's at here in a few minutes. But satellite radar right now, clear skies, beautiful weather for him to come and drop off all those toys. Upper 40s to mid 50s out there, a little bit on the cool side, and tomorrow morning waking up for Christmas Day. Mid 40s to start the day, very pleasant afternoon, but also a little bit cloudy with rain chances kicking in the evening hours. Kathleen?
All right, thanks, Dylan. Let's get to some of your top headlines tonight. 2 Christmas Eve fires topping those headlines. The most recent fire reported around 1:30 this afternoon on the 2100 block of South 35th Street. Now, when KRBC crews arrived on scene, the home and carport both fully engulfed. We spoke with the Abilene Fire Department for the latest details.
We've got 16 total firefighters on scene. It's just a single alarm. We did not call a second alarm on this incident. It's still under investigation, but the structure will likely be a total loss.
A family of 4 has been displaced due to that fire. Damages estimated at $100,000. The cause is still undetermined. Another fire around 4 a.m. this morning in a mobile home in Northwest Abilene on the 4600 block of Coach Light catching fire. 3 residents able to get out safely thanks to their smoke alarm. Damage is estimated around $15,000. As of news time, the cause of that fire still undetermined and under investigation. A Christmas Eve crash. The Dow dropped more than 650 points, making it the biggest Christmas Eve plunge in market history for both the Dow and S&P 500. This as the 3rd government shutdown of the year. Doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. Mary Maloney reports from Washington.
'Twas the day before Christmas, and all through the White House, President Trump is stirring, tweeting, "I am all alone, poor me, in the White House, waiting for the Democrats to come back and make a deal on desperately needed border security." Border security, specifically building a wall between the United States and Mexico, is the sticking point between Congress and the president, who must make a deal to reopen the government.
I'm not going to give the president a billion or $2 billion or $5 billion slush fund until he tells us precisely where and how that money is going to be used.
The partial government shutdown hitting about 800,000 federal workers hard during the holidays. More than 420,000 are working without pay, and another 380,000 are furloughed and forced to stay home. The first time the Senate could vote to end the shutdown is Thursday, but a deal may not come until after the new year.
It's very possible that the shutdown will go beyond the 28th and into the new Congress.
Meanwhile, spooked investors drove the Dow to the biggest Christmas Eve crash in history. The president blaming the Fed, tweeting, "The only problem our economy has is the Fed. They don't have a feel for the market." Democratic leaders Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer criticizing the president, saying it's Christmas Eve and President Trump is plunging the country into chaos. The stock market is tanking and the president is waging a personal war on the Federal Reserve. While the president started Christmas Eve alone, he will finish it with his family. The First Lady and Barron Trump left Florida Monday for Christmas in Washington. In Washington, I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Good news now for gas drivers. Falling crude oil prices mean gas prices are going down. Most Abilene stations have dropped to less than $2 per gallon. Now that's equivalent to the Texas average. The national average is $2.31 per gallon. Analysts say the lower prices are saving consumers about $225 million every day compared to prices just a few months ago. Well, we're less than 2 hours away from the start of Christmas Day, and one Abilene woman is celebrating the biggest holiday of the year with a merry miniature scene. KRBC's Noah McKinney has the story bringing positivity to Abilene.
Don't know that that's working now.
Some of you older Abilenians may recognize this woman if you ever went to the health department to get your shots. For many years, Mary Ann Herbert was a nurse for the city of Abilene, and she got a pretty good reputation with the kids during that time.
They come in and say they weren't going in there unless that redheaded nurse, at the time my hair was red, unless the redheaded nurse was giving the shots.
But retirement has given her a chance to focus on her role as mayor of Dickens Village.
I guess I started out with just a few, and then it just kind of gradually progressed.
30 years ago, Mary Ann bought this single fountain. Since then, gifts and purchases have blossomed this lonely town center into a bustling snapshot of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol right in her living room.
I just did it on my own to a certain extent. Oh, I like that, and I like this, and so it got attached, and I just kept going.
Each year, her son will bring a new building or fixture. This year's edition, Bob Cratchit's home, where he stands out front proudly holding Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
Kind of run out of room after a while. There's no else where to go.
With such a diverse collection, the idea of a favorite is laughable to Mary Ann.
I don't know, it just... I just love it all. I just love it all.
Noah McKinney, KRBC, Abilene's local news.
All right, thank you, Noah. And she says she used to put the display up and take it down every year. Now that village is a permanent fixture in her home. Happening now in your community, the Salvation Army is gearing up to serve the people of Abilene with a free Christmas meal. The Salvation Army says they expect to serve more than 800 meals on Christmas Day. Some of those meals will be served to first responders, the elderly who normally get their meals from Meals on Wheels, and the homeless. They'll be serving ham, sweet potatoes, corn, green beans, rolls, and desserts.
You know, I can't remember a Christmas that I haven't spent at the Salvation Army in some form or capacity.
And they'll start serving at 11 a.m. and continue serving until 1. If you want to volunteer, you can meet at the Salvation Army on Butternut at 10:30 a.m. Well, it could be one of the best surprises during the holiday season, looking under the Christmas tree only to find a new four-legged friend waiting for you. But for some pets, those new homes are pretty short-lived, especially after Christmas. The Taylor Jones Humane Society saying January is the busiest month for taking in animals. They say that's because a lot of people get these animals as gifts and return them either because they were too much work, they didn't have enough time for one, or they didn't get along with family. Either way, Sharon Kelly from the Humane Society says this can be a traumatic experience for pets, stressing the importance of discussing the responsibilities that come with owning a pet before deciding to get one. And many professions don't get to take a break for Christmas, and that includes our law enforcement officers. Abilene Santa teaming up today with Joe's Pizza on Treadaway to make sure their work isn't forgotten and to bring a little Christmas cheer during the workday with a free meal. Joe's Pizza management is always looking for a chance to help out year-round. This is the first year officers have been able to get that holiday bonus from them, but they're not the only ones who get the helping hand.
When you tell them Merry Christmas, it's on us, and they're just shocked, you know. But it's very, very nice, you know. It's something, you know, they appreciate it.
It makes everybody feel good. Makes Bobby and his family feel extremely well that they're able to do that for them.
And if you're one of the winners of Abilene Santa's 25 Days of Christmas, he was at Logan Steakhouse from 6 to 8 tonight. If you missed out on that, just shoot him a message on Facebook. Well, most of us would agree any time off work we can get is always welcome. But one postal carrier in Texas working today says she doesn't even mind working on Christmas Eve. Nicholas Qualick has more.
If you're not in shape, it would be hard to keep up with Denilah Buechler. Now in her 8th year, Buechler explains just how she got into delivering the mail.
I was a stay-at-home mom for 13 years, and when my boys graduated high school, I decided to go back to work. And a lady that works with my husband said that the post office was hiring.
Buechler says there's a lot you have to deal with, from the cold weather to woofs.
You pretty much know when you walk up to the door they're going to bark or jump or something.
But undoubtedly, Buechler says the best part of her job is meeting friendly people. People like Loretta Shannon.
Merry Christmas.
Who appreciates Buechler working on Christmas Eve.
She's just great. She takes care of everything we need.
And as far as how long Buechler will keep doing what she loves,
Until I can't walk anymore. As long as I can do it, I'm going to do it.
a dedicated civil servant. Wishing Texomans a
Merry Christmas from the United States Postal Service. We are out delivering.
Coming up on your local news at 10, 2 Central Texas boys are taking the win for inclusivity. How Microsoft featured its special needs adapter with these 2 fun-loving friends.
Plus, winter weather and possible severe weather is in store for later this week. I'll look at that Christmas Day forecast and a look at that weather coming up next.
This is KRVC Abilene's local news at 10 with Kathleen Barkley, David Bacon, and Chief Meteorologist Dylan Smith.